All right, so 2.4, number 3. We talked a little bit about the details about this already. For a 2-week trip, is it more economical to rent or buy? Well, you have to consider that. That's your explanation. Is it, take a look at the money and compare. Now, remember, they have this equipment for the whole year. So if they only use it two weeks a year, maybe you say, no, it's not worth it to buy because it's a lot more money. B says, how many days could they rent at the same cost of buying? And the student asked about B there. So what is the rent what is the total money for purchasing here? So let's figure out A first. Okay, so there's the total cost to buy. 3,000 plus 160 times 3 oars at 120 each is 3,520. And the cost for renting is only $630. That's $45 a day for 2 weeks, 14 days. So what do you think? I mean, that's $3,500 to have the stuff all year round, even if they only go 2 weeks a year. How many years would they go, for this to balance out? That's what you need to consider. If these guys are only going to, do this once, not worth it, right? Just rent and be done with it. If they plan to do this for another 10 or 15, 20 years, like this is an annual thing, well, then it'd be probably better to buy, even though they'll have some maintenance costs and repair and stuff like that. So for how many days could they rent at the same cost as buying? So really, you're going to do 35.20. Here's for B. And you want to know how many days of renting that really equals. So if you do that money divided by the $45 per day, that's going to give you days. Okay? So the total amount for buying divided by $45 is going to give you the number of days. So 35.20 divided by 45. That's going to give you 78.2 days. Okay? 78 days, 78.2 days. So it's not going to give you a full extra day. I won't count that 0.2 really. 78 full days, okay? Now, suppose they average 30 days of canoeing each year. So these guys, they're on a 2-week trip to the Yukon River, but they also, 14 days, but they also canoe other days of the year. So let's say they average 30 days of canoeing each year. After how many full canoeing seasons would purchasing become more economical than renting? So buying is equal to 78 days of renting. So 30 days, that's per year. So if we do 78 divided by 30, that's going to be 2.6 years. 2.6 years. So it says, after how many full canoeing seasons would purchasing become more economical? So full canoeing seasons would be, this is 2.6 years, or 2.6 seasons. So I guess after 2 full seasons, it starts to become more economical to have that purchased, right? Because somewhere during that 0.6 of those 30 days, you're going to equal, renting and buying is going to be equal. So during that third year, by the end, you've paid more in renting now than you would have if you bought it. Now, I don't know, getting the canoes up to the Yukon River by Dawson City, that might be an issue. Maybe you can't even get them up there, so why buy them if you have to take them home and store them, get them up there? So maybe, you just jump in your little car, saves you fuel, and you drive up there, rent the canoes, use them, done. That's way better. You got to get a truck. You got to spend more fuel getting up there, store these things all year, blah, blah, blah. So remember, there's other things to consider. Okay? So why don't we just finish it off? I guess why might Paul and Allie not choose to buy? I just mentioned those reasons why they would not choose to buy. Okay, transportation, storage, a little extra cost. Maybe they're not planning to do this for more than 2 years. Maybe it's just a 1-year thing. But if you do have a truck, if you do have a place to store them, if this is something that you really love doing, you're going to do it for another 10 years or so, sure, go ahead and buy it. Even if you have to pay a little bit extra in financing, probably going to save you money in the long run. By year 3, 4, right, you're going to be good shape. Okay, hope that answers your question. That's FM 30, 2.4, number 3. You are welcome.